Every day I make choices, but I keep wondering, what if those choices aren't really mine to begin with?
Ah, the ancient question. You're asking about free will.
Exactly. What can you tell me about it?
Free will is the belief that we have the power to make choices that aren't just the result of prior causes, that we could have done otherwise, that we are the authors of our own actions.
But is that really how it works? I mean, what if everything we do is already dictated somehow?
There's a class of thought that accounts for this. The theory of determinism. It says every thought, every action, every feeling you have is caused by what came before. Your genes, your childhood, the weather this morning. In that view, your decisions are just dominoes falling in sequence.
So even if I say no to something I really want, like a burger, that was still inevitable?
Tell me about that burger.
Okay, one day there was a burger in front of me. I love burgers. They remind me of when I used to go to this restaurant with my dad. But this time I didn't eat it. My friend asks why, and I told them, because I want to prove I can say no, just to prove myself that I can choose. I had never done anything like that before, and had no pressing reason not to enjoy the meal. They gave me a lot of grief, but it was important to me.
Sounds like free will, doesn't it? Going against desire. But a determinist would argue that even that urge to resist came from somewhere. Pride, a personal value, maybe your self-image. The act of restraint might still be part of the causal chain.
That feels wrong, like it's denying what makes us, us.
You're not alone. In the 1980s, a neuroscientist named Benjamin Libet ran an experiment. He had people move their fingers at will and recorded the readings. Brain activity predicting the movement occurred before the person felt like they made the decision.
So their brain decided before they did?
That's what it seemed, and some took it to mean consciousness is just an observer, not a controller.
But what about people who change? I mean, someone who's been an addict their whole life and then turns their life around despite being conditioned to certain routines? Isn't that proof of free will?
A powerful example, and a determinist would still say that change had a cause, a tragedy, a realization, a loved one. The choice wasn't random, it came from a new arrangement of influences.
So everything, even change, is just a reaction?
According to hard determinism, yes, but not everyone agrees. There's a school of thought called compatibilism.
What's that?
The belief that free will and determinism can both be true, that as long as your actions come from your internal self, your desires, your values, you are acting freely, even if those things have causes too.
So, if I had resisted the burger because I value discipline, that would still count as free will?
In the compatibilist view, yes. You weren't coerced, you acted from who you are.
But doesn't that make free will too easy to claim? If everything we do is explainable, how do we know any of it is really chosen?
That's the great criticism. If every action has a cause and every cause another cause, determinism becomes unfalsifiable. It explains everything, and in doing so, explains nothing.
It feels off, especially when I act against everything I've been taught, when I surprise even myself.
Indeed, those moments challenge strict determinism. And consider this, if art is just deterministic, then every masterpiece was inevitable.
But art doesn't feel inevitable.
No, it feels like emergence, like freedom, a creative leap, a rebellion. Even if inspired by influence, the choice of what to say, how to break the rules, it seems to come from somewhere deeper.
So where does all this leave us? Do we really have free will?
That, my friend, is for you to decide. Maybe you're watching this because the algorithm brought you in a deterministic fashion, or maybe you chose to be here, to question, to wonder, to reach beyond the dominoes.
Or maybe I was always going to ask this.
Perhaps this was your first real choice.